Welcome back, everyone, to another tale of the wider multiverse. I am the World Archivist, and today we shall be covering the Gnomes of Kyrie. As with the current format, I will be starting with a tale written by yours truly, and then dropping some hard lore for the faction. If you enjoy this kind of content, do be sure to leave a like, a comment for the algorithm. I'll be sure to respond to them, or at least give them a heart. And if you have not done so already, subscribe. I post content like this every week. Now, without further ado, on to the story. The full moon hung high in the sky as we took positions atop the castle walls, our bows at the ready for the coming attack. We knew little of our incoming foe. What little we could glean from the insane messenger this morning was that it would come tonight, and that the rift storms would be the key. Afterwards, the poor fool began muttering over and over, "Kyrie must be avenged. Kyrie must be avenged." So many questions ran through my mind, as I wagered they ran through the minds of my comrades. Who was this Kyrie? Who was going to attack us? What did we do to deserve this? We had no answers. I hated this uncertainty, and there was nothing I could do about it. And so, we waited, our breaths heavy, and the grips on our bows tight. Minutes turned into hours, and nothing happened. All we could hear was the nighttime chitterings of the forest. We were beginning to think nothing was coming. Perhaps this was all the ramblings of a village idiot. But as if fate had decided to prove us wrong, the sky suddenly changed, a swirling mass of color filling our eyes for seconds that seemed to extend forever, until... Incoming! Several bolts crashed into the parapets, sending dozens to their death as the bolts heralded a massive wave of what appeared to be gnomes. Their tall hats of various colors would have offered a comedic image were I not terrified at the sight, as we all desperately loosed arrows in an attempt to shoot their flies down. Dozens fell, but hundreds more kept coming. Some on enlarged birds which harassed the eastern wall, others flying of their own accord, rushing at us. One flyer rushed towards me directly and attempted to kick me off. I was barely able to block the blow, while others were pushed to their deaths. And as if that were not enough, the forest floor beyond the gates was suddenly covered in a horde of new gnomish attackers, their war cries adding to the terrifying cacophony of sound. This was all too much. The shrill war cries, the fury in their eyes. How can we stand against such hate? We have to run! The Gnomes of Kyrie appear as you might expect. Small stature and long beards, similar to the garden gnomes commonly known throughout society, complete with the comically large pointy hats. But do not let their diminutive stature or comically high-pitched voices fool you. They march in numbers only surpassed by the bug hives of the multiverse, and fight with a bloodlust that would make the warbands of the blooded jealous. But what is it that drives these creatures? Plunder? The thrill of battle? Or even the desire for conquest? No. What drives these creatures is the desire for revenge. For long before the war hosts of the Gnomes traversed the multiverse, Gnomes were peaceful, helpful creatures, doing various chores for humans around the house at night. They never desired any payment or thanks for their acts of kindness, and hated when people observed them. But one day, that all changed, for their beloved king, Kyrie, of the Makabuta clan, was killed by a human in a tragic hunting accident. Whether it was premeditated or completely unintentional, it matters not, for their benevolence quickly turned into cold, hard disdain. Now they march in legions larger than the forest they call home, serving in designated roles as indicated by the color of their caps. The blue caps make up the Air Force, riding atop winged mounts, which either join the battle directly with their sharp talons or provide indirect fire support to their fellow gnomes. The yellow caps handle the crossbolts, providing range support to the legions alongside the black caps, the cannoneers. The red caps make up the frontline cavalry, riding atop vicious roosters and foxes as they charge into the fray. And the support units are made up of the white caps. Each colored cap fills a different role, but each of them are fueled by the same desire for vengeance. An alliance of garden, underground, and forest gnomes that shall have the blood of Kyrie repaid manifold in their name.